Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the major talking points from the world of social media, and there's quite a bit of news today. We're going to start with this response from Big Bronson Reed. He was responding to what he had seen yesterday from the Raw on Netflix kickoff. He said, "As a true bully, I know the difference between a real one and a nerd who became rich, who just wants to portray one." So that's in response to Logan calling himself a bully, the bully of WWE. And honestly, I thought that was a very interesting response because, of course, Logan is a heel, Big Bronson Reed is a heel, so it doesn't really make sense for Big Bronson Reed to come out with this tweet, because we're not going to be doing Big Bronson Reed against Logan unless Big Bronson Reed comes back as a face. So I thought that was very interesting because it doesn't seem to tie in with any storylines. Billy, shout out to you. So this was big news today coming from WrestleVotes Radio, and a lot of people have got opinions on this. So WrestleOps, there is an idea within WWE to introduce an undisputed Tribal Chief Championship for Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa rivalry at some point. And Billy has responded with the response I'm seeing from a lot of people. They don't need a championship. It's only about the one prize that you see in the photo. So the Ula Fala. The Ula Fala is what they've been fighting over, and people understandably asking, why do we need a championship when they're already fighting over this? So I think the truth is, personally, you can sell replicas of this, and it'll probably be, I don't know, $15, $20. But if you sell replicas of a Bloodline Championship, that could be $400, right? I've got to think that it's money that is going to be inspiring this decision, because outside of that, I agree, it doesn't really make much sense. And as well as that, JDS Aviation Adventures said, okay, this is interesting. Did Michael Cole accidentally get the main event wrong? Because WrestleOps are reporting here, I think this is from WrestleVotes again, that the main event for the debut episode of Raw on Netflix remains Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. So you might remember yesterday, Michael Cole said that Punk versus Rollins is the main event. I think I'm a little bit surprised at this, in the sense of I don't really understand why wrestling fans are getting so confused by this. You know, going all the way back to, I don't know, WrestleMania 8. I'm not sure if there was an example before that, but certainly WrestleMania 8, which was 1992, we was advertising Macho Man against Ric Flair for the WWF Championship as the main event. That match happens about halfway in the show. And really, ever since that point, we've been advertising multiple main events, because the main event doesn't close the show, right? We don't have just one main event that closes the show. We have main events that can open the show. I mean, any championship match, world championship match, I think WWE regard those as main events. So I think for a lot of fans, they always think the main event is the one that goes on last and closes the show. But as we said, there's lots and lots of examples, which normally are at WrestleMania, where we've got matches being called the main event, a main event, that don't actually close out the show. So as soon as Michael Cole said that, it didn't really resonate with me, but it seemed to resonate with a lot of people that thought, oh my God, that's closing the show instead of Roman Solo. But again, you can have multiple main events. It doesn't indicate what's actually going to close the event, right? So even now, I still don't know, because they're saying the main event for this remains Roman Solo, but that still doesn't say to me what's actually closing the show. I still don't know what match is going to end that first Netflix, right? So lots of confusion around, but you can have multiple main events. The Rock says training for his WWE in-ring return at WrestleMania 40 was incredibly hard amid uncertainty about his status for WrestleMania 41. He said it's incredibly hard. The training becomes really extensive. The training camp is extensive. So I went into training for about 8 to 9 weeks it's really fast. Unfortunately, I was able to get through it all. So he spoke to people about that. I think he's just showing, I don't know that this really indicates anything other than it is very difficult to kind of go through that process. Maybe more difficult than we actually give credit for, you know? So I'm still none the wiser if he's going to be at WrestleMania this year, but he is talking about how hard that process is getting ready for WrestleMania. Right, we got another one here. It seems like Wrestle Talk have been all over it today. So WWE's Ivar of the War Raiders said that he is dealing with permanent nerve damage following his neck injury. He said it's pretty good now. To be fair, I do have permanent nerve damage and nerve in my hands. That will never go away. That's something I've got to live with. But as far as everything else, I've got most of my mobility back to my neck. It is a little stiff now because I have another herniation, but I still have good range of motion, and I credit that to yoga, believe it or not. So he said I have good days, I have bad days. Some days I can really feel it goes down my arm a bit. Some days I can't feel it at all. It kind of depends, but quality of life, I feel pretty good. So that was Ivar talking to Chris Van Vliet. Dave, just letting me know, and a few people let me know, that the Christmas tree was covering over CM Punk, which is very interesting because we haven't seen Kevin Owens kind of getting into it with CM Punk. So here Dave said, is Kevin Owens taking shots at CM Punk with the I have the best moveset line? He said that yesterday. And then covering his image up with the Christmas tree. Was Punk helping the OG Bloodline at Survivor Series, the final straw for Kevin Owens? And Dave's theory, could we see KO and Drew team up since they both have the same agenda? Yeah, there's a lot of people predicting that Drew, Seth will come around, and Kevin will join forces in 2025, probably for like a one-off match, maybe build towards WrestleMania. Perhaps they'll be trying to bring the Bloodline down, and maybe that will form part of the WrestleMania builds. This kind of new Shield faction, which Wrestle Talk put a clip out of them naming the Sword, which I really liked. I thought that was really clever. Like Kevin, Drew, and Seth being known as the Sword, because obviously that's kind of the exact opposite to the Shield. You know, you've got a shield and then they're going to be the Sword. I really like that. I thought that was really clever. So there is this kind of thought doing the rounds at the moment that we could see this three-man group, could be even bigger than that, kind of really trying to bring down the OG Bloodline, and that's going to form a large part of kind of where we get to with WrestleMania. But obviously, there's lots of thoughts and rumors around WrestleMania. We do have something else quite interesting in this video regarding WrestleMania 41 rumors. Right, Drew McIntyre is set to be a main focus heading into 2025. So seems like they're really trying to keep this momentum going for Drew. He had a great 2024. So, you know, he was always around the top end of the card, a big feud with CM Punk. Now he's come back and he's right up there with the OG Bloodline, which is no bad place to be. You know, this guy has not slipped down the card and is kind of on the speed show or anything, you know. He's still right up there. So it seems like they're really looking to have a big 2025 with him. And talking of that, here he is talking about a potential match with John Cena.
Any plans to work with Cena? We'll see. Cena and I have never had a one-on-one match. My entire career, I was around him my whole career from 2007 when I first debuted. I was on the road for 6 months before I went to Florida Championship Wrestling. Cody and I lost the tag titles to Cena and David Otunga. Cody to the fall, by the way. And we've never had that one-on-one match. I pushed it for a little while before. Wasn't reciprocated. Maybe there's reasons for that.
That's really interesting. So he says that he was trying to make that match, but it didn't feel like Cena wanted it in return. And he goes on to say, if you think I'm going to stay quiet about that and about that potential match in 2025, you've got another thing coming. So seems like a match he's really going to be looking to push for. WWE EVP Chris states that fans can expect more international-based pay-per-views, PLEs, in 2025 as they work with Netflix to select locations where they can grow their audience. So that's interesting. More international PLEs. This is interesting as well. So, this coming from Corey of Fightful. Tonight's NXT... I know, I didn't know there was a NXT either. Apparently it's not airing, it's just being recorded. They're recording tonight, I believe, the New Year's Eve episode of NXT. And actually, you know, questions are now being asked, where's that going to air? Because that is going to be late on New Year's Eve. It's going, I think here in the UK, it actually clicks over into the 1st of January. And we know that the network is gone on the 1st of January. So does the network just kind of hang around for that last episode of NXT? Or do we have to watch it on YouTube? Or will it be on Netflix? Or I don't know that they've even thought of this themselves yet. So I do not know where we go here in the UK to watch that kind of New Year's Eve episodes, because technically it will air at 1 a.m. in the morning of January 1st, and technically there is no network for it to air on, so we do have a little problem, but I'm sure they'll come out with details as we get closer to it. But yeah, NXT Level Up taping will be the last of the show's run, so it seems like NXT Level Up could be done. That might be it. That show might be dead. That show used to be 205 Live. Then it got turned into NXT Level Up. And now, yeah, the last of the show's run. So don't know if we ever see that again. Obviously, we lost another show, I think earlier this year, The Bump. So The Bump used to be on every Wednesday. And then they switched headquarters. Never came back. Never came back. Never had The Bump since. And this one, a more wrestling-based show, of course, looks like this one might be done as well. So very interesting. So lots of stuff in the WWE folder for today's show. Let's go over, shall we, to community. We'll do community, then we'll do fun, and then I think there is some interesting bits in other today, actually. So, Raymond, shout out to you. Raymond, managing to get a like from Scarlett, which is really good. So, Raymond, congrats, my friends. Stubbly Steffi says, hey there, lovely. You know how to win over a boy's heart, don't you, eh? I thought I would show you my finished ink. So how amazing is that? Look at that back piece. Amazing. So, Steffi, well done, my friend. Looks absolutely awesome. Kapata, shout out to you. Got a like from Ivar. Very, very good. And that goth. Oh, yeah. So, Jim got this. So, Thought Goth is Big E's partner, right? So, Jim said, I'm not going to lie, if my girl looked like this, I would destroy all of my friendships if she asked, right? And actually got a response from Big E's partner, who is also Mia Yim's sister, Michin's sister. That's the thing. I never asked, nor would I. I loved those guys, Kofi, Xavier. But I love E way, way more. And when it comes to my man, shots will be fired. So, yeah, fun little response there from Mia Yim, Michin's sister, who is Big E's partner. So, Jim, congrats. As well as that, look, WrestleBuzz saying that 2025 will be the year of Karrion Kross, actually getting a response from Karrion, so really cool. And then Real Wrestling Fan said, my daughter is here with former WWE champion. So I feel like Real Wrestling Fan is siding with Kevin, but here is Real Wrestling Fan's daughter posing with the former WWE champion. So excellent picture. Looks like lots of fun was had. Looks like a really fun build-in as well, actually. Kind of like a dome or something. Looks really cool. So that was our community folder. Right, let's go into the fun folder, and this is one that I've been meaning to watch for a while. It's been in the unused folder. So Jordan tagged me in this from November 18th. This is Shawn Michaels when he came over to the UK talking about the Premier League, talking about football.
Well, Shawn, first of all, what brings you to Upton Park today?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm here to support the Blackburn Rovers, as a matter of fact. I have a distant relative that's from Blackburn, so my mother tells me. So I'm pulling for the Blackburn Rovers.
Have you seen them play before?
I haven't got the opportunity. Today's my first time, but I'm looking forward to it. It should be great fun.
And when are wrestling fans going to see you in action?
Well, the World Wrestling Federation is coming on tour in June. We're going to be on June 21st. We're going to be in Birmingham at the NEC, and of course on June 22nd, right here in London at the Royal Albert Hall, where Bret the Hitman Hart, The Undertaker, all the World Wrestling Federation superstars, including, of course, me, are going to be here, electrifying the fans of London.
How much are you looking forward to this afternoon's game?
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping Mr. Shearer scores, I don't know, maybe round it off at 35 goals this year. I think that'll be good for us.
Do you have a message for the Blackburn players and supporters?
Oh, well, do whatever you have to do. Win.
Do whatever you have to do to win. So there we go. That was Shawn Michaels. We've also got TJF1983. Thank you. This footage of Macho Man Randy Savage on a kids show here in the UK. I actually used to watch this when I was young, going live. I don't remember this moment with the Macho Man, but let's check it out.
Were you ever bullied at school?
Bullied at school? Ooh, wow. You know, see, that happened to me early on by an older kid that did that to me when I was younger, which made me want to do better to defend myself later. And then when I saw other older kids doing it to younger kids, I would step right in and say, brother, you don't want to do that. Modern day Robin Hood. Who's picking on who?
No one, we're fine here.
Was that right?
I do love that bit where the presenter's like, no, I think we're okay. Yeah, no, we don't need any. Who's picking on who? So there's the Macho Man. Right, Grayson Waller said he was going to have his most famous guest joining him, and he did have exactly that. So James, thank you. Here is today's very special Grayson Waller effects.
The Grinch isn't here right now. Please leave a message after the beep.
Mr. Grinch, are you okay?
Beep. That was the beep. Now you leave a message.
Oh, message.
Beep.
Beep. Mr. Grinch, I wanted to speak to you. Have you heard of, there's a show called The Grayson Waller Effect? It's my talk show.
You have a talk show?
I have a talk show, yeah.
Oh, I want to be on it.
Well, I can. Do you want to be on it now?
Yeah, sure.
We're film right now. You're on the
Oh,
show.
well, I'm on the show. Hi, it's me, the Grinch. I'm not the host. He's the host.
Yes, I'm the host.
They might be confused.
So, this Friday I have a guy on my show, and
yeah,
he's very festive, and I really hate it. I hate the happiness
Well,
and all the joy.
I'm festive.
Yeah, but come on, I know the
Look
truth.
at my outfit.
He's very festive.
Yeah,
Can I show you a photo of him and you tell me what you think of him? His name's Braun Strowman.
Braun.
This is him here.
All right. I don't know. He looks kind of jolly to me.
You think he looks
Yeah.
kind of like a Santa?
Yeah, kind of has a Santa look.
Like somehow
We have a very similar beard.
You do. You kind of actually. Are you related?
I don't know. Yeah. Is that guy my dad? All right, viewers at home, what do we think? Is that guy my dad? I want to meet him if he is. He wasn't green. I'm a little suspicious. All right.
Excellent. Thank you for being on the show, Grinch.
Yeah, that was great.
That's
All right,
Excellent.
cool.
There we go. So, Grayson Waller effect with the Grinch. Tony said, leave Dom alone. So, this sign on Monday, Dom looks like he thinks Taco Bell is authentic. So, there we go. That was doing the rounds. Oh, this is so good. I really like this. Ratchet, shout out to you, buds. So, if we flip over, here we go. Yeet! How good? Come on. Down since day one-ish. Down since. Ah, so good. So good. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that. Let's come off that. And we've got this as well. This is bonkers, right? So here, look, this is from a film called Santa's Sleigh, right? And this is Goldberg. Goldberg is playing Santa here, and he just goes crazy and starts slaying people. She's deaded. He's about to be deaded. Look at him doing all that. Boom! You're deaded. Down he goes. She's still on fire. She's about to be deaded again. Oh, boom! Man, that dude, his arms are like stuck to the table. She's trying to hide. Probably not going to work. Boom! She's deaded. Merry Christmas, everyone. Ho, ho, ho. Deaded. Amazing. I've never seen this film. Goldberg? Goldberg? I know. Amazing. Bit of banter said, lol, Goldberger's evil Santa. It's called Santa Sleigh. It's a throwback. Wow. Thank you, my friends. Bianca Belair said she loves Wicked so much she ran into a theatre to catch the ending again. She said, I was going to see Mufasa, but I heard the end of Wicked in the hallway, so I ran in and caught the end. I included this because has anyone ever done that? I would never do that. Like, in my mind, you can't go into a film you've not paid to go and see. But she ran in to watch the end of Wicked when she was on her way to watch... I mean, technically, she's paid for a ticket to see a film. She's not watching the whole of this film. She's only catching the end of it. But I would never do that. I would never, ever do that. I would never even think to do that. In my mind, the second I walk in, sirens are going to go off because I don't have a ticket for that film. So I was like, oh man, has anyone ever done this? I would never do that. But Bianca didn't give no flips. She just went in, watched the end of that, and then went off to the film she'd bought the ticket for. I was like, no way, man. And then she admitted to it on social media. She's a brave woman. The cinema police will be coming after her, I'm sure. Sports Keeda, just tag in this look. So Chelsea Green said, who's going to tell him? Because Logan Paul said, okay, I'm unretired, the greatest United States champion of all time. And she's like, who's going to tell him? Actually, Chelsea's the greatest United States champion of all time. She has been since Saturday. So this is, I think, an old clip because, of course, Damian Priest is not the current world heavyweight champion. Damian Priest, it's Gunther, of course. So I'm thinking this is an old clip. So I'm thinking Drew's like, can I copy your homework? Sure, just change it a tiny bit. So I think he's taking some shots at Kevin, because I think Kevin has done something Drew has done previously. Because as we said, Damian is not the current champion. This must be an old clip. So here we go. Look, there he is, covering over Damian's face. I'm guessing this was just after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to do some more working out, but it's a lot better than it was.
He needs to do some working out, but it's a lot better than it was. Kevin responded, I'm also considering adding a Claymore to my moveset too. So he responded to Drew's tweet. Right, that was fun. There was quite a bit in there, actually. So, yes, as we said, they are doing a taping tonight for the New Year's Eve NXT. And apparently these are the WWE ID talents that are actually in the stands for tonight's show. Penta might not be coming alone. That Jose, the assistant, he has sort of teased that he might be joining up with Penta in WWE. Don't know that that's true. We know that lots of these online social media teases don't actually lead anywhere, but he definitely was teasing that, so something to be aware of. And this was the other tweet I mentioned earlier. Now, it is zero news, so take this with a massive grain of salt. The only reason I'm including it is because Sports Keeda have been running articles based on this. So they are believing this. They are buying into this, right? I don't know. Honestly, a lot of this is what I have heard rumoured. But some of this I haven't heard. So Rock versus Cody, I think we'd all heard that, right? Still don't know if that's what we're getting, but we'd all heard that. Cena Randy, I had not heard, but we know that Randy does want to face Cena, and he said he'd love to do it at a WrestleMania. So that could absolutely happen. That could absolutely happen. Cena versus Randy Orton in Cena's last WrestleMania could absolutely happen. Tiffany Charlotte Flair, I had heard about. So yeah, that makes sense. Seth Punk, I'd heard about, but then obviously they're doing that on this Netflix Raw, so that all of a sudden kind of throws a bit of a spanner in the works, and we're wondering, you know, is this going to be a feud that continues to WrestleMania? Do they do the match on that Netflix Raw, and then they, you know, go off to different things, or I don't know, but yeah, okay. Roman Solo, again, Korea versus Ula Fala. So that sort of suggests that Solo is going to win at the Raw, right? And then Roman is going to put his career on the line against Solo. Korea versus Ula Fala. If that is what we get, that would be career match for Roman. Is that just fantasy booking? I just don't know. The only thing I can tell you is that I'm being crystal clear. It's coming from Zero News. I believe this is Zero News. Sports Keeda have run articles on this. And so that's obviously sparked conversation. It feels like a bit of a snowball, right? It's not coming from the most reliable place. But that was the rumor as well for WrestleMania, was that it would be tribal combat, but this is something that I've not heard about, so don't know. I just don't know how much stock to put into that, but I wanted to include it. So there we go, just so that we're on the same page and everyone is aware. And that was everything. So let's go over to thanks and say thanks to everyone for all the support. So Wrestling's biggest fan, thank you, my friend. Sweet Chin Wrestling, really appreciate it. Liam, thank you, buds. Mattel, thank you, my friend. PQM, thank you, bud. Word of Wrestling, shout out to you. Thank you, my friends. Chris, appreciate it. PQM, thank you, my friend. JDS, thank you, buds. Lynette, thank you. King Yeet Newsletter, really appreciate the retweet. Same with Emmanuel, same with Raymond, and the same with Jang Tae-sang. So a big thank you to all of those people. If you enjoy this video series, please leave a like. It really is appreciated. I want to try and drive the likes up for this video series because this is sticking around. We'll be doing Unseen all throughout 2025. And yeah, I just really appreciate all the support. So I'm off to do some research for Tyson Fury, Usyk. We'll be doing that watch along this weekend. So I'm going to go off and do that. But of course, we will be back tomorrow as well with SmackDown. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.